Hello students, this video is for Dr. Amaya TELS 3363 class, and the topic of the video is technical instructions and procedures. Instructions, the book tells us, spell out the steps required for completing a task or a series of tasks. The audience for a set of instructions might be someone who doesn't know how to perform the task or someone who wants to perform it more effectively. The second definition is procedures, which is a special type of instructions. And they serve also as official guidelines. Procedures ensure that all members of a group follow the same steps to perform a particular task. When we talk about different kinds of instructional document formats, there's a number of them that we want to cover. One of them is user manuals. User manuals are probably the most comprehensive documents we deal with, and they contain descriptions, specifications, warnings, but they also, especially when we're talking about products, consumer products, they also typically contain visuals. Like this example shown here, which is from the user manual, which is a long comprehensive document for the Hero 4 GoPro. Another kind of instructional document is a quick reference card. This is typically something that fits on a single page and provides basic instructions only. Now, my husband is a private pilot, and when he gets in his plane, no matter when it is, he goes through this routine, this walkthrough, this checklist every single time. It's part of what he does. It's required by the FAA, and he does it quite efficiently. The one on the right here, the document on the right, is for a Cessna, which is not what we fly. My husband's machine is a Piper, but it's the similar kind of document. It's one page. It's an overview, and it's not for somebody who doesn't know anything about airplanes. It's for somebody who's trained to do this as a quick reminder of the steps to take. So you can see on the left, there's kind of a map of the path to follow to walk around the plane, and on the right is a description of each one of those bullet points. So an aviation checklist is a great example of a quick reference card. Another type that we see are assembly guides. Now, this one on the right is more of an exploded diagram, but it could be used as an assembly guide, as a guide to tell you how to put this movable guide arm together by having all the parts laid out there. So it's typical for consumer products. It often, most often, relies heavily on visuals because it just seems to be the way that we work. Our brains work better that way. And they may be very short, like a single page, or they may be very long and complex. Another kind of instructional format is web-based instructions. Now, these days, most often what we see are videos, but there are still some instructions out there that are not YouTube videos. Instructions like the ones shown at the right sometimes have hyperlinks that take you to more information, perhaps to a video. They are also, this kind of instructions are just so much easier to update and to access than printed materials. So for something like this, for the 2 times a year that you need to know how to tie a tie, whether it's yours or your husband's or your brother's or whoever, this is one of those documents. It's just best to go and Google it at the time that you need it, rather than try to print this out and keep it around. So web-based instructions are very popular, whether they're video-based or not. Another kind of online document is online help. In this image that I've shown at the right, there's a product that I just love from, it's a Microsoft product, and it's called Power BI. And I am signed in here, and if I need to get help, there's a drop down within that interface that I can click on. There are all kinds of context-sensitive help commands that you see in products and on websites. For instance, if you're on Amazon.com, when you try to access the help, it will take a guess on where you are or maybe what you need. Other similar kinds of interfaces you might find with your banking. So they are, again, often context sensitive and often an element of online services, because online help is also available for your desktop programs, the things that do not reside on the web. But whenever I click, for instance, in Photoshop that I need help with something, it takes me straight to the web. That's a whole lot better, more efficient, less time consuming, and less content that's required to be stored on my machine if they just link you right out to the web. Same thing for my Microsoft products. For a number of different software programs that I use on my desktop, clicking on the help will take me outside and take me to an online resource.